4th of November will mark the latest in the national campaign against fees and cuts demonstrations. Expected to attract significantly more than 10,000 students onto the streets of London, we thought it important to meet up with our politically charged camp on campus as they do their prep work. Hi there, I'm here with two of our student reps, Rose and Bethan. So how long have the two of you been involved in student activism?
So I was the education officer last year and I'm now the undergraduate education officer. So mainly through those 2 years I've been involved in student activism.
Yeah, so I became the postgraduate education officer this year. I think I first became involved in student activism in 2010 when I went to the student protest then against the raising tuition fees.
Hi there, I'm here with Callum. What's the importance of this particular demonstration to you?
I think this demonstration marks the student movement's reaction to a number of things. So for a start, it's really the first chance for a mass movement since November 2010, or November-December 2010. So it marks kind of our resurgence after that lull period in between the two. But also it's our reaction to the fact that British politics is now changing hugely. You know, the election of Corbyn with massive changes seemingly in how politics is being done in this country. This is the students' first chance to make our intervention and say, you know, we care about this stuff, it's got to change in this way. And it's done off the back of all the building effort we've done for the past 5 years. So since 2010, you know, there was a demonstration this time last year in 2014 of 10,000 people purely about the case of free education. It wasn't anti-cuts, it was pro-free education. So now we've constructed that positive case. I think we need to, you know, keep arguing, keep working for a progressive development and really to respond to the fact that political conditions are changing very fast at the moment.
Hello, I'm here with Max. The demonstration has also had elements of the migrant crisis and issues for international students linked to it. What are your thoughts on those?
Personally speaking, I think it's completely atrocious that where you happen to be born should affect your life chances so radically, and I also think it's really appalling that international students should have to pay higher fees than home students. I mean, in general, I think it's appalling that anyone should have to pay, but I think the kind of discrepancy between international students and home students shows how kind of inbuilt xenophobia and to some extent kind of like neocolonialism is within our society.
In the Sheffield conference in the summer, it was voted that direct action disruption should be taken in all their forms, including occupations of campuses. Would you get involved in such action, and do you think it's a crucial part of politics?
To be honest, as an officer, the reason that I want to go in this demo is to show students at Sussex that demonstrations are accessible to everyone, and I think that a lot of students get turned off by that kind of language and get worried. So my main aim is to bring as many students as we can up to London, but kind of more importantly for me is students who maybe wouldn't have recognised as activists as before, and I want to show them that we're going to make this demonstration really accessible and really fun, and that's more important to me for this demo.
And I think using kind of different types of protest like tactics are really important, and it's important that people know they do have a right to protest. So yeah, I think there's always a place for different kind of types of protest.
Based on last year, it could be argued that this demonstration fall on deaf ears in both the Tory and centrist Labour camps. Do you think it's still important?
I think it is incredibly important, and I also think that it won't fall on deaf ears. I think like consistent polling has shown the majority of people in Britain are in favour of free education. I think that this demonstration this year will be bigger than last year, and I also think that since that happened, what we have seen is we have seen a Labour leader elected with such a huge mandate, and one of his central policies was the idea of free education. So actually I do think that the view is changing. I do think there is now room for Labour to argue for a radically different education system, as shown by the Shadow Chancellor John McDonnell speaking at the demonstration on Wednesday.
Are you hopeful then that demonstrations like these will allow a progressive force to fight back at the next election and secure success?
Not just at the next election. I think we need to fight back now. I think waiting any longer is inexcusable. Like, you know, the fight back started long ago, but our movement has to keep fighting now. There's no point sitting around and waiting for the next election. And I think we need to escalate, and we need to start building a bigger movement. You know, if we get 10,000 people on the streets on Wednesday, we need to get 20,000 people on the streets at some point in the next year. You know, if we, you know, have large demonstrations, like we said earlier, we need demonstrations, occupations. We might even start mobilising towards a student strike. I personally think that's a very important strategic horizon. So I think we need to start building a really combative movement now that has genuine mass appeal and that can really take the government on and take the university sector on.
It's been a productive session with a workshop on your legal rights and a demonstration and a whole load of banner making. I've enjoyed speaking to the Sussex student activists, and I'm positive Sussex will make its presence known on Wednesday's march. This has been UniTV.